Hello, happy Wednesday. This whole week we are talking about dealing with difficult conversations, and this video is a little bit of tips on doing that. Just a little bit because we're leading up to our big webinar on Saturday on how to deal with client conversations that can get icky and tricky, and also how to deal with teacher conversations if you're a studio owner. And that will also be helpful if you're a teacher, because it's good for you to know how they're thinking about things and kind of the expectations you can understand, so you have good, awesome working relationships with your clients and with studio owners and with teachers. So exciting news before I get into things, and this totally leads into what we're talking about on PilatesAnytime.com today. My second tutorial on my profitable Pilates tips is up, and it's all about setting expectations. It's a really great one if you are wondering how you can prevent situations from happening, right? Especially when you are a studio owner or a teacher running your own business. Setting expectations actually makes your business run a lot smoother, and it goes along with, hello, here we are, dealing with tricky conversations. So a tip in having these tricky conversations is setting expectations. If everyone knows what is expected of them, then you actually eliminate those icky conversations because you're on the same playing field. Now, if they're not following those expectations, they're not holding up their end of those expectations, and the conversation isn't icky. You might not want to have it, but the truth is the conversation is exactly a statement of, this is what was expected, this is what we expected, this is what you did. Now let's talk about how we can move forward in the future so that we're all on the same page, right? So it's not a blame game, it's actually a constructive conversation. Other tips of having conversation, so that's that video, and I'll put the link to that video up in the notes on this video. So the Pilates Anytime Setting Expectations tutorial, just free if you're a member, and if you're not a member, you can use capital Logan, so Logan, for 30 days of free viewing on Pilates Anytime. Other tips is actually have a game plan. So if you know you have a client or a teacher coming in for a conversation that you're not really excited to have, think about how you really want it to go. Like, do you really want to lose the client, or do you lose a teacher? Maybe they're a really good client, it's just a misunderstanding. So how do you want it to end? And then put yourself in that situation. How would you want that conversation to go? How would you want that information relayed to you? All of this is so much better in person or over the phone. Email and text is really tricky. So, because people can't realize your inflection, right? They don't understand if you're joking or you're kidding or how serious it is, right? Also, having clear, concise policies that you've explained are much easier. I just had a situation today where I have a duet tonight, and one of the partners is in a deposition and doesn't think she's going to be there on time. And the other partner's like, oh, we can switch to a different day. No, we cannot switch to a different day. Like, you can, but it's a late cancel on both of you then, right? So I just kindly said, well, tonight's session is still happening. Should you want to schedule an extra session this week, we can do that. Here are the times. So I could have just been like, nope, you can't do that. And then they wouldn't understand why I was saying that. So very clear understanding of why, because it's late, right? It's 4 hours before the session. And then also being clear on how they could do an extra session. And then what are those times so they can do it? So I'm already assuming that they're going to schedule an extra session. And you know what? They're having the session tonight, and they're having an extra session this weekend, and everyone's cool. Because they understand where I'm coming from, and I know what it's like to be a client, and they're just trying to be helpful. They don't realize that that wasn't being helpful, right? So have a game plan, right? Set expectations that are clear, and think about what it's like to be on the other side, how you want that information relayed to you. Those are the tips for handling conversations that you might not want to have with your clients or your staff. What's coming up? This Saturday is a webinar all about that. It's at 1:30 Cali time. And then it will be on replay till Monday night. So if you can't join me, I know it's tax weekend and Easter weekend and all the stuff. Passover's happening. All the things are happening. So enjoy all of those and watch the replay up until Monday night when you want an excuse to like get away. Just make sure you send in any questions or concerns you have to Lesley, Lesley @ profitablepilates.com. Thank you so much. Bye.